when I first came here, I found that the Batwa had a lot of problems that were not being taken care of. Well, there were a number of players trying to address the problems that they were facing the Batwa, but there was still a lot of gaps that needed to be fixed, and that is how I ended up getting caught up. Batwa are generally located in places neighboring the Mwindi and Mugahinga conservation areas. These were their homes before conservation pressure took the toll in 1991. Before 1991, there were other conservation advocacies and noises being made about the endangered mountain gorillas. And when many conservation agencies came together, they made it known to everyone that mountain gorillas were actually at the verge of extinction. So around 1991, these organizations and the government of Uganda reached the conclusion that the Bwindi and Mugahinga be gazetted as as protected areas. Yes, it was done, but came at a disadvantage that the Batwa would be stopped from accessing the forest, which was their home for a number of years and where they derived their nourishment for all the time they existed.
I've been a pastor since 2016, ministering among the Batwa. Some of the Batwa transforming their lives where they have been addicted to alcoholism and the other drugs, but now they get into Christianity, they accept Jesus Christ. The main challenge serving among the Batwa is that you preach hope to the Batwa, you preach them, you're giving them hope, but you don't have something that is material. Their challenge mostly is material thing, like maybe let's say food. They have nothing to eat, they have nothing to put on, they have nowhere to sleep, so it becomes a challenge. When I reached here, they told me they had their beliefs in the forest. They would maybe sit under the tree and they have a big tree and say, this is our God. Our God resides in this tree. That's what they would tell me. But now I started telling them about Jesus Christ. I told them, Jesus is not in the tree. Jesus is in you, is in me. Like I preached them love. Amina. Iyo umuntu akoze ikintu atagikunze nta kigiraga.
Funding, when you start something like this where you're looking at building houses for 12 families and also the families are hungry and you need to give them access to food and medical care and whatsoever and education. So funding has always been a challenge from the start, but also the remoteness of these places and the connection and not being able to connect, not being able to move from one place to another. I think you saw how the roads are really messed up. So the challenges have been many, ranging from funding, connection, the place being remote, and also not having people who are ready to volunteer and work with a starting organization. Some statistics showing that 95 to 99% of Batwa children drop out of school before reaching primary second. Government has tried to do something, but these programs of the government do not cater for the special needs of the children of the Batwa people. When the children drop out of school, they end up in the communities where they are left with a few options, like one, babysitting other children, and two, getting married at a very early stage, having a very early age. Like for example, some of the children are getting married at 13 and 14 and they become fathers and mothers, and then they're also left with waiting to be energetic enough so they can work in the fields and work for a daily wage. So they are left with options of doing casual labor that is available for them in the communities where they live.
What we would need right now to help the Batwa to get so much into Christianity is mostly raising these Batwa children uh, into Christianity. You know, the Bible says, uh, teach a child a way so that even when he grows, he may not get out of this way. So, like, if we have these Batwa children taught Jesus Christ, and we engage the parents who have also accepted, some of them, and those who have not even accepted, we involve them. If we capture them all, it will make a great impact. We need to teach them how to read and write. I can say that is mindset change. When this person knows how to read, then the task will be a little bit lifted from me because they will be reading themselves the word.
So access to medical care is way much limited, is very, very much limited. I can give you an example. Like in the last 2 months, we lost two babies to preventable illnesses like pneumonia, like maybe malaria in children, or maybe malnutrition or things like that. Two children in 2 months. This actually confirms the research that was carried out and confirmed by one of the leading universities in the country. 40% of Bacha children die before the age of 5. And we are witnessing this. One of them died at 7 months, and another one died maybe at around 4 months.
Batwa children die at an early age. Let's say this woman can produce from home. This child that is produced from home is not accessing medical attention like immunization. This child is not immunized, maybe polio, maybe measles. This child just survives narrowly. We are looking at having a healthy facility and medical camps for the start, so we can make sure that the Batwa children can survive. As a church, we consider every life. We believe that every life matters because Jesus died for everyone. We can't say this one does not matter. This one does not matter. We actually value every life, including the Batwa people.
You see, there is what we call getting used to a situation. You still get hurt, but you know how to get out of this. When you lose the first person in your family, it hurts deeper to the bone marrow or to the heart or something. But as you continue losing your relatives, then it kind of becomes part of life. You'll witness that they may lose a child now. This is now midday, and then they will bury the child somewhere at 3 p.m. and then life will continue. There is a time somewhere around 2016 when a certain family in the other side of the forest lost a baby. The baby died like at 7 in the morning. Before we reached by like 10, they were done and everyone was in normal business, apart from the mother. Like for example, this lady Swaz who left a daughter recently, 3 days ago. She's still mourning the child alone in the house. The rest of the people are moving on like normally. So the pain ends up with the mom alone. The rest of the people have seen it all. But the mom has that special connection with the baby. So she goes through mourning like for the whole week, and then life goes on because she's actually looking forward to losing another baby. Maybe in the next month or in the next 2 months. Death here is like something like the rising of the sun and the going down of the same. So they will always see it, and they have gotten used to something like that. Though pain may be felt, but they have seen it many times, and life goes on.
Those people outside, we encourage them to consider sponsoring a child. If you sponsor a child, you have changed generations and generations and generations. Because if this child is has studied, will make sure his or her child also goes to school, and her child also goes to school. The grandchild also goes to school. So they will consider education as the most part of their lives.
We are looking at a situation whereby we need to do something that we can do once and fix a problem once and for all. As friends of Batwa, through our partner agencies, we have managed to set up houses, and now children can sleep comfortably in the night. And actually, that is one of the reasons we have not had rampant deaths happening over the last 2 years. We started building these houses in November of 2021, and as of today, we are done with building 12 houses, and all the 12 families on this village. And I'm so thankful of Faith Abraze and also the team and Marcella family. These guys have donated 6 straight houses.
When I see them with hope, when I see them that they now have hope, they can also think that tomorrow is better, tomorrow will be better. I become very happy. When I see them thinking about heaven, I become so happy because it gives me joy that what I've actually done, it has yielded something.
We started with giving out posho and a mud house, but now we have seen a number of houses being built and a community that is actually growing food. So what we started has shown some positive progress. So the drive comes from the achievements we have seen in a very, very short time. And then we believe that if we push on for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, we should be able to see a very unique and well-developed community that anyone can take pride in. And everyone who has been part of this should be happy to see that the very first seed you sowed has actually yielded a lot of harvest, and a lot of progress is being made on it.
Something else I can say, when I see the Batwa quitting those things they believed in the forest and accepting Jesus Christ, it gives me too much joy. So every day I become happy when I see these people. When I look at these people, it encourages me to go on. It encourages me to go on. It fuels me to go on preaching to them and sending them maybe in the future to other people.